Go to patreon.com/tiltedtripodmedia. Support this channel by becoming a member and unlock the future of video. Click that subscribe button and smash that bell icon. Yeah! Hey, it's Chris here, and welcome to a very odd but very special episode of The Traveling Man. This is more of a breaking news episode for The Traveling Man, so it's really actually a very sad and devastating episode of The Traveling Man, because what you see right behind me is Dayton, Ohio. I'm in the northern part of the Dayton, Ohio area, and it is just sheer devastation. So join me on this episode as we take you around and show you all the damage and raise awareness and funds to help the people of Dayton. We were hit by several tornadoes in Ohio. I think up to 6 tornadoes were reported across Ohio, and we're going to take a look at some of the damage, but I'm reporting live from the north part of Dayton off Wagner Ford Road and 75. This seems to be a really hard hit area of Dayton, and I also heard that the Trotwood area was really hit, and also near Salina, Ohio. On May 27th, just after everyone had wrapped up their Memorial Day festivities, the storms began to roll into Ohio. There were at least 14 confirmed tornadoes reported across the state that night. 5 of these were in and around the Dayton Metro area. 2 of the worst tornadoes were a Category F3. They entered the Dayton Metro area in Brookville and tracked their way over to the eastern suburb of Beaver Creek, where they would then dissipate. These violent tornadoes touched down just after 11 p.m. Trees were uprooted, windows were blown out, but fortunately no one was inside this school late Monday night as the storms ripped through Dayton, Ohio. This is the Esther Middle School, and boy, it'll be quite some time before students can return to class. Unfortunately, I was not able to get to the back side of this school, but if you look way in the back of this shot, you can see where the entire building has collapsed. If you look closely in this shot, you can see where the ground was scarred by that tornado. It shows you just how powerful it was, that it was able to literally rip the ground up. Just look at how powerful that storm was to bend that cell phone tower like that. I would have expected it to have just been knocked over. This is just on the other side of 75 near Wagner Ford Road, just a little ways from the middle school that we were just at. Well, this journey brings me to this location of Dayton. This seems to be one of the hardest hit sections I've come across so far, and I'm thinking if people can donate to my Patreon account, I'm going to work on getting up some funds to buy up a bunch of bottled water. They really need a lot of fresh drinking water. Whoa, that got really windy. Anyways, the people of Dayton really need fresh drinking water, and if I can get up some funds to purchase a bunch of it, I will make the drive from Cincinnati all the way up here and deliver it, drop it off to a donation center. But you can see all the destruction behind me, and we're gonna move on and see what else damage is around here. I'm gonna put links down in the description box below for where you can donate to charities and organizations to help the people out of Dayton that have home damage or have completely lost their homes or businesses. But I mean, you can see some of the destruction behind me. It is just total devastation to some areas. And then there's just some areas that are like not even a block away and they weren't even barely touched. It's crazy. This is North Dixie Drive and Ridge Avenue. It's heartwarming seeing this church putting others before themselves, passing out bottled water within their community to those in need when they themselves are still feeling the terrible effects from this tornado. Much of the Dayton metro area is without power, water, and natural gas. Many local residents are being urged to boil their water before cooking, bathing, or drinking it, as the local water treatment plants are not functioning at full capacity due to the storms. I'm now in the Trotwood area of Dayton, which is the far northwestern suburb of Dayton, and it's been hit the hardest out of all the areas, I've been told. I was told also by a local news channel, Channel 4 out of Dayton, that this tornado was on the ground for at least an hour, and the path of destruction is just massive. This is US 48 and Turner Road in the Shiloh neighborhood of Dayton. I got to talk to a longtime resident of the Dayton Metro area, and here's what she had to say about her experience riding out the tornado.
My name's Allison. I am from Dayton. I live about 3 miles away from here off of Salem Avenue, so I really didn't think this was going to happen. This is honestly insane. I was just listening to music, and then I got a notification on my phone that said tornado warning, take cover. And we get tornado warnings, but we don't get like actual tornadoes ever, so I didn't think much of it until I went in the basement with my mom, and our TV came on, and the weather guy was like, it's in Trotwood, and it touched down, and it's moving east, and we're east of Trotwood, so I was like, oh God. So we got into the closet, and we huddled there under the stairs for I think like at least 30 minutes or so. It seemed like forever, honestly. And then we woke up the next morning, came back upstairs, we got flash flood warnings, and thankfully our house wasn't destroyed, my car wasn't destroyed, my mom's car wasn't destroyed, but when we walk out here we see this, and people 15 minutes away from me, houses, they're completely gone, they're like flattened, and it's awful. I can't even believe this happened.
Here you can see the paths of the large devastating tornadoes that hit in and around the Dayton metro area. There were at least 19 confirmed tornadoes across the state of Ohio on Memorial Day. The strongest EF3 tornado produced winds of 140 miles per hour. There were 130 reports of injuries, most of them being minor, and only one death. At least 35 people in the Dayton area were rushed to the hospital late Monday night. 82-year-old Melvin Dale Hanna of Salina, Ohio, was killed when a parked car was blown into his house. At the time I'm making this video, it's still early on in the disaster recovery, and these stats may be subject to change as new discoveries are found amidst the rubble. This has been one of the largest recorded tornado outbreaks in U.S. history, and the governor of Ohio has declared a state of emergency. Some of the footage you're about to see is from local TV news stations and victims of the tornadoes.
Our house is gone. The tornado just hit our house. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's a tree in our front yard. Our house is done. Oh my God. We were just sitting out here.
The tornadoes may have passed, but the rebuilding process for many across Ohio and the rest of the country has only just begun. I want to thank everyone for joining me here on this episode of The Traveling Man. Don't forget to check the description box below where you can find various organizations to donate to and help the victims of the Dayton, Ohio tornadoes. As always, head on over to my Patreon account, patreon.com/tiltedtripodmedia, become a member today, and help support the future of video. 100% of the donations generated from this video will go to help the victims of the Dayton, Ohio tornado. If I can get up enough funds, I will be purchasing a bunch of supplies and make the trip up to Dayton to deliver them to the local residents of Dayton. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that bell icon so that you will be notified about all future upcoming videos here on this channel. And be notified if I make an update to the Dayton, Ohio tornadoes. I want to thank everyone so much for joining me here on this episode and for all your generous donations, and I will catch you again on the next episode.